imagine stepping up to the gift table at your best friend's wedding reception, and you hand them this beautifully thick envelope, a massive cash contribution to help them secure the down payment on their dream home.
Oh, yeah, a really generous moment.
Right. You feel incredibly generous. They are totally overwhelmed with gratitude. But then fast forward a year, and instead of a nice thank you card in the mail, you're hit with a notice from the IRS.
Ouch. Yeah, that's a rough mail day.
Because it turns out that deeply personal gesture of love just triggered like a federal audit and a hefty tax penalty.
And the crazy thing is, it happens far more often than people realize. I mean, the fundamental nature of how we give to our loved ones is undergoing this massive transformation right now.
Yeah, moving away from physical stuff.
Exactly. Moving rapidly from tangible objects to significant wealth transfers. And, when you move large sums of money, whether it's for a wedding or a major anniversary or a graduation, you're no longer just participating in a fun social tradition.
They're entering a legal zone.
You really are. You are triggering a very complex web of financial regulation.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because giving a gift today is clearly no longer just about heading down to the local department store and, picking out a 4-slot toaster from a registry.
No, definitely not.
It is morphed into something entirely different. So welcome to today's deep dive. Today, we are decoding the emotional, practical, and highly regulated world of modern gift giving.
And it is highly regulated.
Oh, totally. We're looking at this guide called Gifting Money versus Physical Gifts, Tax-Free Thresholds. And we're really examining the tension between gifting physical items versus money.
Specifically, those tax-free thresholds you have to navigate, right?
Exactly. Our mission today is to help you, the listener, make smart, tax-efficient choices without losing the sentimental magic that makes these celebrations so vital in the first place.
Which is so important, because understanding the intersection of generosity and tax law is absolutely critical for anyone participating in these life milestones today.
Yeah, it really applies to everyone.
It does. Whether you are an engaged couple trying to architect your financial future, or you are a guest looking to give something that actually, moves the needle for the people you care about, you have to understand the landscape.
The stakes are just higher now.
They are. Generosity without strategy can inadvertently cause a massive financial burden for the very people you are trying to celebrate. We are fundamentally talking about wealth preservation across generations here.
Right, and I would argue it goes beyond just avoiding a burden. Like, if you do this wrong, you're actively sabotaging the financial foundation you're trying to build for them.
Exactly. You're doing the opposite of helping.
Right. So to understand how we got from gifting blenders to having intense conversations about wealth preservation, we need to look at this massive shift currently defining wedding trends as we push toward 2026.
The shift is huge.
It really is. The headline here is unavoidable cash is taking over. There is a profound pivot away from physical household items and toward monetary funds.
Well, it's a radical departure from the mid-20th century model of marriage.
Oh, completely.
For decades, the default assumption was that a young couple was leaving their respective childhood homes and starting from absolute zero.
Right. They literally needed everything.
Yeah, they needed the plates, the silverware, the vacuum cleaner, just to function on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But today, the demographics have shifted entirely.
People are getting married later, right?
Older, yes. Couples are often establishing their joint households much later in life, or they have already been cohabitating for years. So they already have 2 sets of spatulas and a perfectly good coffee maker.
Which explains the push for financial flexibility. I mean, younger generations are actively trying to avoid the trap of accumulating duplicate items.
Or just household clutter they will never, ever use.
Exactly. Instead, they're being incredibly specific about requesting cash. But they aren't just asking for a generic pile of money to throw into a checking account, are they?
No, it's highly targeted now.
Right. They are directing funds toward major life pillars. Things like down payments on a first home, extensive honeymoon travel, building up emergency savings, seeding investment portfolios.
Even channeling the funds directly to specific charitable organizations.
Yeah, which is awesome, but I have to stop here because this is where I fundamentally struggle with this whole shift.
Okay, tell me.
If I am a guest and I am logging onto a portal on a Tuesday morning to wire funds directly into a couple's mutual fund, doesn't that feel entirely transactional?
I see what you mean.
It feels like I'm paying an invoice, not celebrating a marriage. When I take the time to find a physical object, wrap it beautifully, and hand it to someone, there's an undeniable magic to that interaction.
There is a certain charm to that, sure.
Right. So if we replace all of that with direct deposits into a rainy day savings account, aren't we stripping the soul out of gift giving?
Well, what's fascinating here is that the definition of magic is completely evolving for this generation. It's not that the sentimentality is disappearing. Rather, the expression of it is adapting to current economic realities. We have to look at the environment these couples are entering.
You mean the economy?
Yeah, we are talking about highly volatile housing markets, inflation, and really unpredictable economic shifts. For modern couples, financial security is the ultimate foundation for a successful marriage.
I mean, I hear the practicality of that. I really do. But practicality doesn't usually scream romance. I want my gift to feel like a celebration, not a hedge against inflation.
I get that, but consider the emotional toll of financial stress on a new marriage. It's huge.
Oh, for sure. Money fights are a major issue.
Exactly. So when you contribute to an investment portfolio or you help clear the hurdle of a home down payment, you aren't just sending digits across a screen. You are gifting them peace of mind. You are buying them out of future anxiety. In an uncertain world, a fully funded emergency savings account might actually be the most deeply supportive romantic gift a family member can provide.
That's an interesting way to frame it.
It demonstrates a commitment to their long-term stability
Yeah.
rather than just, their immediate kitchen aesthetic.
Great. So it's essentially the gift of compound interest, the gift of a safety net.
Exactly.
I can appreciate that framing it carries a lot more emotional weight when you realize you're buying them freedom from future stress.
It really does.
But, and this is a big but, as soon as we start talking about large transfers of wealth down payments, mutual funds, clearing five-figure sums, we have to talk about the mechanics of how that money actually moves.
Because the government is watching.
Right. Because the moment you transfer significant capital, you invite a very interested third party into the transaction.
You trigger the attention of the tax authorities.
Yeah.
Moving large sums of money isn't just a social exchange between friends. It is a highly regulated legal event. And this brings us to the concept of the gift tax.
Which sounds terrifying.
It can be. This is where most people get tripped up, because the rules are really counterintuitive. Generally speaking, a gift tax applies when you transfer money or property to another person without receiving something of equal value in return.
Okay, let me pause you on that phrase. Without receiving equal value in return. Because mechanically, how does the government define this?
It's all about fair market value.
Right, so if I buy my friend's used car for its fair market value, that's a simple transaction. But if I just hand him the cash to buy a car, just because we've been friends for 20 years, the government flags that.
Yes, they do.
And more importantly, who is actually on the hook if the flag goes up? Does my friend suddenly owe income tax on the cash I gave him?
Okay, so this is the most common misconception by far.
Really?
Oh yeah, the recipient of the gift generally owes absolutely nothing.
Wait, nothing?
Nothing. They don't pay income tax on it. The burden of the gift tax falls entirely on the giver.
Wow, okay.
The government is basically regulating the outflow of wealth. If you give someone $50,000 to help them buy a house, you are the one who has to report it. And potentially, you are the one who has to pay taxes on that transfer.
So what does this all mean? Mechanically, it sounds almost like a pressure valve system.
Well, yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, like it's a speed limit for generosity. You can drive as fast as you want on the highway of giving, but if you hit a certain threshold without realizing it, you're going to get a ticket.
A very expensive ticket.
Right. So how do we keep the pressure in the safe zone?
Well, the tax code provides several very specific structural release valves, what we can call tax-free principles.
Okay, what's the first one?
The most common is the annual tax-free limit. This is a specific dollar amount you can give to a single person in a single calendar year without having to report it to the IRS at all.
So it's like it never happened.
Exactly. If you stay under that number, it's as if the transaction never happened in the eyes of the government.
But what if I want to give more than the annual limit? Let's say my child is getting married and I want to give them a massive sum for a house. Am I just immediately taxed on every dollar over that annual limit?
Not necessarily, and this is where the second valve comes in, the lifetime exemption amount.
Okay, how does that work?
If you exceed your annual limit for a specific person, you don't automatically owe taxes. Instead, you have to report it, and the excess amount is deducted from your lifetime exemption.
Which is a bigger bucket.
Much, much bigger.
Yeah.
It's a massive pool of money you're allowed to give away over the course of your entire life, tax-free. You only actually pay the gift tax once you exhaust that entire lifetime pool.
Okay, that is a crucial distinction. That makes it a lot less scary for the average person. But there are other exemptions too, right? Situations where the rules completely change based on who is receiving the money or what it's being used for.
Precisely. For instance, there are spousal exemptions.
Meaning I can give my wife whatever I want.
Yes, meaning you can generally transfer unlimited assets between spouses without penalty.
That's handy.
And there are incredibly powerful exemptions for gifts that go